Hi, welcome to Tarot Time, and I hope you guys are ready for the biggest energetic shift probably of our entire lifetime that's happening around this week. So I'm going to dive into that. There's a lot to talk about in Tarot Time. If you're watching as a video, welcome. I usually give the live people a moment or two to get their notifications, and we have a little discussion on what's going on in the world. We do our meditation card, 3-card spread to pick up on the energies of the coming week and how to best navigate these energies in our lives as well as the world around. And I've got a whole slew of other divination cards as well. But one of the remarkable things that is happening is we have the 7 planetary alignment happening this now. It peaks on the 28th, actually, where 7 planets are visible in the night sky from Neptune. I think Pluto's the only one that we can't see, basically. I think it's Pluto's the only one. Neptune and Uranus, you need, telescope. But anyway, that's going on. Mars is going direct. Mars is stationed at 17 degrees of Cancer. So this Mars station is going to start to direct our action and our energy for much more positive things. A 17-degree point is very kind of inspirational and hopeful. It's an 8 in numerology. And Cancer is also a sign of like the home, the family, of compassion and things like that. So there's huge shifts that are happening. And a lot of you are feeling that already. A lot of you guys are feeling, I know I am, some purging symptoms. And you can comment if you are, whether it's loose bowels or sweating a lot or not sleeping or whatever it is. It could be emotional purging, a lot of crying and stuff. But our energies are preparing for a really big shift, a lot of cosmic energy, a big upgrade of the frequencies is happening. And the 7 planetary alignment is really, it's kind of like the planets are showing us physically what's happening energetically or spiritually, that there's like a tear, is that the right word, or an opening between the dimensions. So we have really more access to higher dimensions than normal. So I'm going to just peek at your comments, because one of the things we do in Tarot Time Sunday mornings at 11 is we open this up more to community conversation, and so we like to include you guys. So anyway, how are we doing? Wow, 44 on. Cool. Hi, Mr. Floyd. Hi, Josh. Hi, Colleen. Is that handful of cats? Well, good dog food. Well, that's a good place to be. Yeah, a couple things we can. Hi, Carla. 44. Yeah, your comments are coming in too fast. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, I'm missing people also. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Karen. Yolanda. Heen, welcome. I know you have another name, but I know you as Heen. And Heen saying, got my head full. So general communal hello. So we all have our hands full. I've got my hands full with lots of divination cards. Hello, Katie Bluebird. Welcome, Suzette Sunnyverse. Welcome. Wow, I missed a lot. Hello, Claire. Hello, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Hi, Yvonne. All right, I know I'm missing some. Hello, Felicia. Could you guys have been having a good old conversation without me? I don't think I was that late, right? I know I was a couple minutes late. I usually am. Bad tooth pain. Sorry, whoever has bad tooth pain. I mean, I guess that could be a purging symptom. Hello, Adair. All right. Yeah, I've been missing Good Dawning. Like, I've been so busy the last couple of days. Plus, a lot of you know that my brother just passed on, so I've been busy with a lot of different things. But I'll catch up. I'll be back on Good Dawning before you know it. So anyways, yeah. So don't be surprised, today, tomorrow, like leading up to this week, maybe last week, if you do have some energetic purging symptoms, our energetic fields, our bodies, our energy fields I believe are preparing for a big shift now. We've been kind of gearing up for that. We've had a lot of big shifts over over the last few years. Um, but I think this is really the core of it. This is like what we've been preparing for. There'll be more moving forward. It's a process that we're in. It's a whole awakening of humanity. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. Anyway, I think we need a vacation. I could definitely use a vacation. Thank you, Chloe, for your condolences. One grand spiritual colonic. All right. Well, basically, I think that's what's happening. So another thing, if anybody wants to chime in, if you like what's going on with the DOG, or if you don't like it, there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to talk about. And when I do the March psychic forecast, that's going to be Friday night at 7. I've got a lot of live streams coming up, by the way, so I'll itemize those in a second. But but we're going to talk about that, and I've got I'll probably wind up reading off because I've got a whole list of corruption and things that have been hidden from the public that are coming out, that are going to come out. Like, it's a whole long list of things that are going to happen. Too long to really dive into it in tarot time, but suffice it to say that, and we know that a lot's coming out. We've been talking about this, since 2021, that this was a trajectory that was going to happen. Back in the day, 2020, 2021, I thought 2024 was going to be the year that it was going to all happen. If I put 2 and 2 together and knew that Trump was going to come, and I could have figured out it would be 2025, but whatever the case, it's only a few months difference. Timelines are fluid, they change. It's happening now, so I'm going to have a whole long list of things that are coming out. Everything from Bill Gates to inoculations, to how money's being spent and laundered and how it's being used, and the fact that AI is not new, that in fact that in the 20 teens it was being used to orchestrate certain scenarios, like maybe a pandemic. Maybe we'll just put it out there, maybe that it's not new, that it's been being used and it's been being worked through algorithms that direct the narrative of the public, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people, because I think March is going to be really the month where we're really going to feel the difference in our society based on the advent of AI being used basically by anyone. I mean, you can just go on to OpenAI and grab a subscription for Chat GPD and start going, and you may find I should do that, and you program your own AI to not be biased or not to go into politics, and just ask think questions. I've seen on different channels, most recently on the Inspire channel, Jean Nolan's channel, about conversations with AI and how the AI will talk about the conspiracy theories that are becoming facts that are coming out. It's really fascinating. And that's like a tool that can be used for great good or great evil, basically. So that's going to be hot on the topic. So what else? Do we agree with what Doge is doing? Let me see. What are you guys saying about all this? Mostly so all this nonsense, mostly people just want to make me get a house and plot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 9/11 coming out. Yeah, we talked about 9/11, God, and on 9/12, 9/13. We could see it was an inside. Well, I shouldn't say an inside job, but we could see that there were some components to that. And I wonder if the Noriega papers are going to be made public. That's like an 800-page document that validates that Bin Laden was part of the U.S. payroll, and some of the things that were going on. Obviously with Noriega back in the day, and other similar texts or stuff like that. So beautiful Earth, yeah, sending you lots of healing, Yolanda. What are you saying? Tooth back. So maybe that's the purging that's happening, right? The purging energy. Um, uh, oh yeah, please let's the like button. Let's get all this good energy out there to many people. And so what's some of your, as an industry professional, I will tell you, anytime you see so much anger and violence trying to stop an order, there is mass fraud. I also don't think that they have enough nuance. Fair point, I think. It seems very much like bull in the china shop energy with the Doge, doesn't it? To me, it does, anyways. Hey, gorgeous Chloe. I have to pop that in. And hello, gorgeous, blindly inspired Krista. Welcome. All right, so let's see what else. Doge found a $4.6 trillion item. How could there be any item worth $4.7 trillion? That is crazy. And hi, Anthroggle. Are you an anthropologist? Anyway, I think Elon is going overboard with the indiscriminate I tend to agree with that. In addition to revealing corruption, and he has a lot of financial conflicts of interest. I like revealing a fraud, but not the wrecking ball. I think that's fair, right? Elon is saying, "I'm purging." Yeah, we're definitely in this purge, and I think our bodies are really responding to that. Happy MT, glad to see you here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think done correctly, there is a lot of fraud and a lot of wasteful spending and a lot of money being, kind of carefully, what's the right word? Carefully like slid under the radar and benefiting certain interest groups for certain things that they want to do in the society world. It usually comes down to centralization of power, of money. What's the term that's becoming popular? Can I pronounce oligarchy? Just the whole world being controlled by a select few. We may be seeing a change of the guard between deep state and a new player of world dominance, which would be spearheaded by people like Musk and Trump. But we'll talk more about that when I get into the March forecast. So we're going to start to get into some tarot. So just what else are we missing? Hey, MT. Good morning from Sandy. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome. Shut it all down and start from scratch. Yes, the Doge isn't supposed to be taking action, only identifying, but isn't capable of doing the deep dive audit in an industry friend. Yeah, I think a lot, with the IRS and all that, it's really, really interesting times. And it just seems like, when you're looking for good versus evil, I mean, that's the paradigm of our reality in this physical 3D. That's the classroom. That's the matrix. Basically, there's a good, there's an evil, there's a duality. But I think what we're seeing and what's always been relevant is those lines are a little bit blurry. And could it be that that people that are orchestrating the DOGE or whatever have both? Basically, is there a gray area that it could be good and evil kind of overlapping at the same time? Basically, I just thoughts I'm putting out there. Not that I know the answers fully of that. The It's also, yeah, and I also kind of get almost always teal. Always tea keeps you. I thought that said teal keeps you tea keep. Yeah, antioxidants are really good. Yeah. So Josh of Mr. Floyd's Universe saying George is not doing anything near what it could and maybe should be. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I would tend to agree. Yeah, are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free on a Sunday morning? That's a question I often ask here. Yeah, I'm just looking through Facebook feed. I do that occasionally because I want to see the thinking. Somebody posted a really like archaic meme about something to the effect, if you're unvaxxed, don't cry or don't jam up our hospitals or whatever. And I think that's another one of these conspiracy theories turned conspiracy fact that's it's going to be happening. There was an interesting article in I think it's the British Medical Journal in 2022 stating that the number of serious COVID cases in hospitals were of vax rather than unvax, like the tide had turned. Now, of course, there's a percentile thing of how many people are vaccinated versus unvaccinated back at that time, and I think you have to look at that also to see the percentage of those. But the point being is that, and I couldn't find, like a week or two later, I couldn't find that story anymore, by the way. And that's how the AI works through the algorithms, that they're supporting a certain narrative, and they want people to really not necessarily believe that stuff, but to be fighting each other over it, basically. At least that's my feeling of it. I mean, my sense about that is, like any other medication, vaccines included, we're not going to talk about the agendas and the possible serious side effects, but if you feel that the benefits outweigh the potential side effects, and then take the medication, take the shot. But the thing is, we need to know the potential side effects, and those were buried for what's being shown now. That there were certain things that were known that weren't disclosed to the public, while they were really trying to mandate, or at least using psyops to force people to get these shots, that were inadequately researched, basically. So these are things that are coming out. I don't want to always pull things back into like COVID and vaccination, but I just, this morning, I was looking through Facebook, and I was like, people are still, and these are people that have spiritual practices also, and I'm like, well, people are going to wake up and realize how played we've been, and if you're staunchly on one side or the other, in my humble opinion, you've been played, basically, because the truth is always going to lie somewhere in the middle. It may lean toward one side or the other, but in this dualistic universe, this matrix that we're living in, the truth is always going to lie somewhere in between the polar opposites. That's why the yin yang symbol, the yin always has a little bit of yang. There's always a little bit of white in that black, and there's always a little bit of black in that white, because it's not black and white, basically. So anyway, what are we guys saying? So Josh is always a great source of information. Pfizer had in Europe stated the jab was not tested to see if it blocked COVID. That's very interesting. And hi Yvonne, let's hope it all gets disclosed and the proper testing. Exactly, that's all we want. We want just everybody to be safe. And I'm sorry, I didn't. Oh, okay. And I'm thrilled JFK Jr. I so much controversy, but I'm for that personally. And people will counter argue that he's not a doctor, he has no degree or whatever, but people don't understand that's not his job. His job is to hire the best medical people to do the research. He's an administrator. He's not supposed to be like an expert. I mean, he should have some knowledge, obviously, but to hire and to work with the top experts in every avenue that he's exploring. I'm all for getting the additives out of the food. 90% of what you see in store shelves isn't food, it's products made from food that's supporting cancer, supporting autoimmune disease. It's supporting kind of the tearing down of our bodies and our minds so that we can be more easily controlled. And that's where all the pushback is. That's what people don't like, basically, those that are programmed anyway. Anyway, what else? I know you guys have so many good comments. I could spend this whole hour really just going into that. Hello, Truth Wave. Welcome. Thank you, Laura, for that. Being spiritual. Yeah, it does now, doesn't it? Right. And I took this show. I was very hesitant about it. I regret it. I still get out of breath. So what you want to do is research some of the ways of detoxing some of the lingering, effects or chemicals in the shots. A lot of people did, people were, had to do it to preserve their jobs. People were getting, conflicting and misinformation. It's not your fault. So we don't want anybody to feel guilty or shameful, because that's an even lower vibration, at least according to David Hawkins and others, than anger and fear. So you did it. There's a reason you did it. There's a spiritual reason that you did it. It's a learning process, that we're going to be okay. I think we're going to start to hear things moving forward about a form of like an autoimmune thing similar to AIDS, that may be connected to the mRNA specifically. And we have our United States president and our government and Musk and all them really here, you're supposedly fighting for our freedoms or whatever. And I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm not putting any of my own personal bias or opinions out there for you. But we have to be mindful of the fact that $500 billion is going into creating AI infrastructures, which is a globalist agenda, as well as promoting mRNA vaccines for cancer and other things, which, again, that's a lead into transhumanism. Because if you have mRNA nanoparticles and so forth, and you're using AI to do things to alter your immune system to fight your particular form of cancer or whatever, that's coming into interfacing technology and biology, basically. And that's a globalist agenda. So whatever side of the political argument you're on, you should understand that fact that the administration is promoting part of that agenda, which is a globalist movement. It doesn't mean that he supports it. There may be reasons that we don't understand that they're doing that, but you need to be aware of all this stuff, right? So anyway, let's go do a meditation card. I love, I try not to be too into politics also. Hello, Katie. What are you saying? If I could go back, I never would have gotten the jab. I had a terrible panic attack. Oh, my left foot also swollen. 11 months. So again, we can do heart-brain coherence work. We have the capacity. Our bodies can heal from a lot of damage, from things that doctors can't even heal. And it starts by integrating the heart and the brain. It starts by cultivating that higher frequency that's available through the emotions of gratitude, appreciation, compassion, holding that in the heart, blending the heart and the brain. And that taps into higher levels of immunity, higher energetic fields that can purge all the stuff, that can purge the energetic traces of the vaccines, as well as some of the physical things that linger in the body. And you can augment that with things like detox. Some people believe, I don't know, because I'm not privy to the research myself, but some believe that ivermectin can allay some of the symptoms of the vaccines also, and other things. And there's other things you can do for detoxing, basically. So, research that and work with your energetic fields. Heart-brain coherence is a magic bullet, which is why I've been so hot on it for the last 3 years, and still believe it's going to be one of the biggest practices, spiritual practices moving forward, or related practices. There's other ways of cultivating the frequencies of the heart. But to me, it all connects with heart-brain coherence, whether it's doing yogic breathing to enhance that. But remember, the heart's the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. So we have vaccines, we have medications, we have bad food, we have EMF radiation. All this tears down our electromagnetic fields and makes us more vulnerable to programming, more vulnerable to disease, and so forth and so on. But the heart's the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. That got validated scientifically in 1991, I think, through research by Heart Math Institute, that it's not only the strongest and largest electromagnetic generator, by far it is. So if you work on cultivating and enhancing, because all the fear, all this going on in the world that tries to bring our hearts out of coherence, diminishes our electromagnetic fields. And then all the EMFs and the vaccines and the bad food, contributes to that. So you do this practice, you enhance your fields, you become resistant to the negative effects. Your immune system gets stronger. You become resistant to EMF radiation from our computers, from the 5G networks, from the coming smart cities, the smart meters, and all that. And getting out into nature, feeling the flows, doing breathing exercises, working with your auric fields, feeling the elasticity, expand, contract, work with the heart. We have the ability to do all the stuff to make us resistant to the harmful stuff that's going on in the world. So that's my sermon for the day. I'll get off my soapbox and do some tarot now that we're 25 minutes in. Work on your lymphatic system. Absolutely great advice. Absolutely. That is a big part of the immune health. Yeah. So work on the gut. Absolutely. I've done a lot of work on my gut, on my colon. I've done anti-inflammatory work. I don't eat sugar. I'm allowed to have a few berries a day. That's the only sugar on this diet that I've been doing. I feel a lot better. My brain feels better. My body feels better. I got a long COVID skin reaction that's diminishing finally. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a comment up that I didn't mean to. Oh, man. I think YouTube did that. I have a huge problem with the YouTube spiritual code. Oh, no. Yeah, that's no spiritual coach you want to get involved with. Yeah. And Lindsay's saying we all have our shadows. As we go, we become more allowing of others going through theirs. Yeah, shadows are meant to be integrated, not they're part of us. Yeah. Strawberries and blueberries. Yeah, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries also. Those are the big three when it comes to berries. Very high in bioflavonoids, antioxidants. And thank you. So we're going to get into a few announcements and a few shout outs in a minute, but I wanted to get into low carb. Good for you, yeah. To get my eating under control, past that my body does. It's very good. Good for you, yeah. Absolutely good thing. Candida. Yeah, we're subject to all that. We all have parasites. There's energy parasites too. There's astral parasites. So we can do some vibrational cleansing. Check out speaking of shout outs, check out this channel here because he works with Saint Germain in the Violet Flame. That's a great technique to clear all the astral parasites. Energy forms, thought forms, astral, whatever you want to call them, that tries to steal our energy, basically. So he does work every day to with you more hands-on than what I may able to do on my channel. Probably because I'm all over the place and doing so much stuff. But anyway, he does a lot of work with his community, with our community. So check out Mr. Floyd's Universe, and he does a lot of channeling work. You're welcome. Yeah. And the rest of you that have YouTube channels, please share your links on the chat with us. I know there's a few of you out there. I don't think Jared's here, but he has. I always like to shout out his channel because he does a lot of yoga and Vedic stuff, and I'm so into that. And he's just a beautiful soul. So that's who underscore the. If you keyword that, you may get the who rather than who the. But he does some good stuff. Oh gosh, I forgot. I left that on. Rooted Willow. All right. Yeah. If you have channels that you enjoy, yeah, definitely let us know. Yeah. And what did it say? This is why, because hit the like button is not appropriate. I missed that part of the conversation. All right. Only a blue wrench can share a link. Only a blue wrench can share a link. You can actually, you can share the link here, but I think you have to do the whole like HTTPS : in order for it to be a clickable link. I'll put it that way. Or you can just raise your hand and say, I have a channel. and what your channel's about. Blindly Inspired. I know she has a channel, right? Laura, she doesn't have a channel, but she's on Mr. Floyd's channel doing readings and giving you messages a lot on Tuesdays. So tomorrow, big day tomorrow, right? Monday, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to do the new moon forecast and talk about in depth about this alignment and what it means. It's a huge shift. Then at 7, those of you that are on my Patreon group, Spirit Mind Family, we're going to do the live video at 7 tomorrow. If you're not, join it, because we do we kick it up a notch in our energy channeling work and sharing exclusive information. Only $5 a month to get the good stuff anyways. So that's Spirit Mind Family on Patreon. So what else is going on? Tuesday is something. Oh, Tuesday we have mediumship night. I think I have 1 or 2 openings, maximum of 10 on Zoom. I think we have 7 or 8 signed up. So that's Tuesday night. What's going on Wednesday? Wednesday's back to Patreon. We're doing some channeling work. Thursday is the new moon. New moon in Pisces, 9 degrees. Big new moon coming up. So we're going to do some very powerful channeling work to step in, because there's a crack in the dimensions it's opening that's being shown through the 7-planet alignment. So we're going to step through that crack and really go into your next phase of interdimensionality, really connecting with the 5D and beyond. So that's going to be on Thursday. Then Friday is the all-important March psychic forecast, and Saturday is March 1st. Anyway, that's the schedule. So now that we're a half hour in already, I'm going to try to make it a point to get into the tarot stuff earlier. But I think it's all relevant, right? It's all part of tarot time. I'm asking Spirit to guide us to the right meditation card for the energies of this week. This is the card they guided me to. And this card is the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is a letting go card. It's let the cups fall, but remember the 2 cups that are still standing. So I think what as you go into your meditation, I think the idea is to connect with your guides that are going to help you to handle like loss and sacrifice. March is going to be a 12-month in numerology. 12 in Chaldean numerology is the sacrifice. So it's for knowledge, it's for growth, because it reduces to a 3, which is expansion and growth. So I think the idea is when you step into connect with your guides, it'll help you to let go what you need to let go. They can help to comfort you, to help you to know what to let go. They show me a big hammer. So what can be repaired in your life, basically, what can be built in your life. Hammers build also. And sometimes you have to let go of the old to build for the new. So good way to meditate with tarot cards is you get very relaxed, open your heart, feel your shoulders, chin, and forehead relaxing. If you can stop your thoughts, take a couple of deep breaths, relax your shoulders, chin, and forehead. 3 principal points of tension in the body. Your whole body will relax, and you can go into receptive meditative state in seconds rather than minutes. So the next thing is you feel your heart open. Just feel the energy. Be aware of the energy. Then in your mind, step into the card and feel the energy as you step in. Don't try to measure or judge it. Just feel it. How's it different, right? But don't try to measure or judge it. Be aware. Maybe you get sound. You hear things, smell things, taste things. You see much more. This is just a narrow doorway into a whole scene, beyond 3-dimensional scene that you're stepping into. There may be other beings, see the other, see or sense the other, whatever you're seeing, the scenery, whatever, and connect with whatever guide, and ask for help and letting the old go. We have to let the old go to step into our new and higher power, our 2.0 versions of ourselves, basically. So there we have that, yeah. And here we also have let me turn these pings off. 5 of Cups, focusing on things that have gone wrong. What pain do I keep rehashing? What does it have to do with right now? liver. I think that says liver and spleen energy, and psoas muscle. The psoas, that's like that really big muscle. So this could help. Let me put that back on. So this could help release a lot from that, and that's good. So you can add that to the meditation also. All right, very good. So talk about cats. Okay, I'm missing a few things. So let's do 3 cards, but see what else we can pick up on the week ahead, and then do our other divination cards also. In my mind, they show me the number 11 as I'm doing that. And 11, besides being a spiritual doorway, is about our will and strength and overcoming the lower nature. So I think that Spirit's way of saying we're collectively stepping through a spiritual doorway now, and that's really the energy. And when that happens, things fall apart. Sometimes it'll fall apart in our lives, in our communities, in the world around us. But that's always part of stepping into new energy. I think, I think it's the 3rd I Ching. Now, Blindly Inspired knows a lot more about this than I do. But one of the I Ching hexagrams very early on is difficulty in the beginning, and it just states when you start something new, there's a period of challenge because it's new. It's having to get used to new energies, new scenarios, new parameters, and all that stuff. So I think that's part of the energy this week, to be honest. Let me clear my mind a second. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Got our card. So, a couple things that come up in my mind. One, take a little step back. That 4 of Swords. It's like hermit's repose. Is that the expression? So I think we need to double down on our meditation, create stronger fields. I think there's going to be a real clash, like, they're saying the clash of the Titans. So Queen of Swords could be a very controversial figure. Usually queens are females, but it could be males. So we may see, one of the strong females in the government really starting to stand up or push back, whether it's our current administration or other things that are going on in the world. Again, this 8 of Cups again, with the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, it's letting the old go. It's transitioning to the new. Granted, it's reversed, but it's kind of like we have to really, it's almost like we have to release everything that we thought we knew, because it's a whole new world and new information is coming in, with that as well. And I think one of the things that comes up really this week is a lot of news and energy. Maybe this is the RFK Jr. thing, but a lot of news and energy around disease and protocols and the medical industry and the big pharmaceutical companies and everything that makes us sick and everything that gets us confused and angry. So I think, this week, it's been happening. It's not just this week. Last week was a big week. So was the week before. But I think it's more and more gets revealed. They're showing me the image of coins and money being flushed down the drain. So I think we may have some more tangible information about, waste and spending, legal money laundering or marginally legal or whatever. The corruption is like the different cells of the cabal. They're saying it's not just necessarily one group, but there's different cells of that. And they're kind of showing that our current administration and all that's behind it is sort of like not the cabal, but another group that has interest in controlling things. And it's I feel like they're saying it's almost personal with Donald Trump. Yet he believes that the election was stolen from him. So it's almost like like there's a personal vendetta to expose all the corruption and politics and this is just what I'm getting. I'm not saying that this is factual. I don't have the data to support that. I'll put it that way. Just the intuition. And I'll tell you, if you're able to combine intuition with what's the right word? Well, with thinking, with God, there's a term that I can't think of right now. Anyway, not deductive reasoning, but that's the closest I can come right now. But if you're able to combine intuition with critical thinking, thank you. The term came up. That's a formula where you're going to have an idea of what's going on behind the scenes if you're able to really combine that. So that's time to do that is now. So time to let go. What don't you need in your life anymore? So this is the message for us as a community. And what do we need to stock up on in case things go south quickly? Because that could happen also as well. I've been a little bit more apt to stock up myself. Back in 2020, we all stocked up because the pandemic was going on. And I would tell you guys, better safe than sorry. Those that fail to prepare to fail. Like I use those slogans also, saying it doesn't hurt, but I was never fully on board with that. I've never, and I was even telling you guys back in the day that I don't think in your neighborhood you're going to have completely empty shelves. I think it's going to be more in the less affluent areas, other countries, and yes, some shortages for sure, but not to the point where there's not going to be any food and there's FEMA lines to get your daily ration. Because a lot of people were up in arms with that. Now, fast forward to 2025, I feel more drawn to recommend maybe we start to do that. I think it's partly just the split in society, that there's a lot of maneuvering going on. The globalist movement wants to create a certain effect within the society in order for people to respond and behave in a certain way. And part of that is, well, a lot of it's through fear. And if we have fear of we don't have the supplies of food we need, what's going to happen? It makes us very vulnerable, to being misled. Basically, it makes us basically lemmings, for lack of a better word. So I think, now's the time to really start to think about that, or what to do if we just cannot live in the society as it's progressing, that we don't want to be interfaced with technology. We don't want to have our spirituality attacked, basically, energetically or whatever. They want to continue to evolve as humans in the human experience. So in other words, if the society gets too technocratic, there's going to be an alternative society. How deep it goes, whether it's living more like indigenous people, but have access to modern technology, or if it's just two different facets of society that are somewhat coexisting. We'll see what extreme it goes to, but I think either way, there's going to be those. I feel like Spears saying there's a third alternative, that people wake up enough that they're able to blend AI in a positive way that's going to support our spiritual growth. It's going to support our autonomy and our and our empowerment, basically. There is a third alternative, and that's to just really work on awakening and feeding the ascension energies into the collective to help other people do that. But anyway, so that's kind of what that's coming up. So what is Felicia, your new moon message? Morning, pregnancy pain, soul type pain. Well, it's Pisces energy. Can awake from conversation where I discuss pregnancy pain. Some women experience soul type pain. Thought I would share. Thank you. And hello, Truth Wave energy meditation. Hopefully, it is the frequency of love. So keep working with the frequency of the love. Yeah. So a lot of the moves might isolate larger cities since food is imported here. Hopefully, yeah. Incoming tariffs is another topic of conversation, right? And I think, I like I said, I didn't think it was going to happen in January, at least the way it was presented. I think something happened, or February. I mean, I think something happens March, or it may get modified, but I think that that's just the future. Like whether it's trade wars, or that's just the future. The countries are just the transformation. They'd be more run like businesses than democracies, and they'll still be called democracies, but but in the pure sense of that word, it's really not that way. It's not going to be that way. So it's almost going to be like more of a corporate structure in the countries in the world. At least that feels like the agenda that they're pushing forward, and so forth. And a lot easier ways to read for others, especially others I don't know. What you know already. Exactly. Yeah. It's much easier for me to read people that I don't know. So, but I read a lot of people that I don't know. I have a lot of repeat clients. What do? I just, it's best of my ability to create a blank blackboard in my mind, pretend I don't know the person. And I usually do a pretty good job, with that, with my regulars. But, I've definitely had pain and sensations in my womb lately. So, that's interesting. Floyd saying the bill to end the IRS is in the Senate now. Yeah, that's not an act. Yeah, that has to go through the House and the Senate. Yep. And MDR saying that definitely have soul pain. That's for sure, from broken soul agreement. Not stupid at all. The broken soul agreements suck, but so there's a process of rebuilding your soul, but we can talk about that in private. And thank you, Karen. Once oracle cards are where I should stay for the most part, since I already have such a strong connection with them. Oh yeah, oracle cards are great, because that's a way that spirit can communicate with you. Yeah, absolutely. And hi again, Felicia. I'm going to ask for deeper message on this. I was shown the different types of pain, but came awakening, soul type pain. Yeah. Yeah, keep asking. Yeah. All right. Fibroids are shrinking. That's good news. Keep up the good work, MDR, Mary. By any of their name. Thank you. Thank you, Truth Wave. Thank you, Suzette. All right. So let's so we got some of the messages here. Yeah. Stay in your heart, stay in your power, stay in your own lane. This feels depressed energy to me. So we're encountering a lot of people being depressed, but that's what happened when the life you knew is being taken away, basically. And it's happening on so many different levels. But again, be there, healing. This can represent like hospitals too. I'm not saying you're going to be in the hospital, but as you go more within yourself and into your deepness, I feel like saying, go into your pain. If you're feeling pain, go very deep. Call in your guides, for support. Whether that's Jesus, Archangel Michael, Saint Germain, but call in your guides, and once you're there, allow yourself to feel the soul pain, be that pain, walk with it, be one with it, get messages from it. Because once you integrate that in, then you become free of it. It doesn't control you anymore. And it goes away, basically is what happens. But we're so much of this mentality of like, we have to fight, fighting cancer, fighting this or the others. Like, no, integrate that energy. Then you understand it. Then you can walk away from it for good, basically. What is it? I forgot the percentages, but there's a very high percentage. If you get cancer once, you'll get it again, basically. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's just how we're programmed. And our bodies adapt to our mind's programming and conform to it, basically. So we change the programming, our bodies start to change over time. So anyways, so that's a few messages that I get from that. Okay, I mean, I'm just kind of looking at your comments. So I have, I think I do, my Native American tarot. You see, I have my peace pipe here. I'm very into the Native American I feel like an aspect of a utopian society would be kind of the blending of the Native American values, like the connection with the earth, the connection with nature, the connection with their higher selves, basically, with the modern technology. To me, that would be a blending, because AI is part of the awakening. But we're not awakened as a species yet, so it's being seized and used for nefarious reasons, or that's what my perception of what's going on. But it can be used for a really, really amazing thing to enhance our human experience, not to replace it, but to enhance it. What happens when a society goes full on technocratic? Anybody watch the movie Terminator? Enough said. We don't want that. Or the first Star Trek movie. The carbon-based units are inferior. They must be destroyed. You don't want that, do we? All right. Here we go. And the card we got is strength. Strength is a good thing. Overcoming the lower. The strength card by any other name or any other deck. Here you have it. So there's a little halo over, or crown, actually. There are stars. There's a lot of rainbow light energy here. There's the line. The line, it represents strength. It represents will. So this is a time to really cultivate our wills, basically. And it's interesting because it's key 8 in modern tarot, but it's key 11 in the old tarot system. And the number 11, it's really about that strengthening of will and overcoming the lower nature. So this is just saying, adding to that, this is the time to look at your patterns, like how do you react to the news, the world, other people, or respond, and to work on overcoming that, especially if there's negative response. I have negative responses. I'm sure you do also. But, in our processes of growth, the step that I'm at is basically being able to step outside of that and watch myself having the negative responses. And if I'm able to do that in that moment, I'm not the program that caused about 17 different hormones to fire in my body and causing me to have a negative reaction. I'm not that anymore. I'm observing that in action. It's basically what's happening. And if you do that, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you do that, it becomes a habit. You keep doing that habit becomes a program, and then that becomes part of who you are, basically, because this brain of ours works specifically on programs. There's good programs, there's bad programs. I'd say our heart beating and us breathing is a good program, right? But in any event, so that's good. So let me move on, because I've got so many other things. We are going to talk to Isis for a second. So from the Native American, the Indigenous American, I think that's the preferred term now, to the Egyptian, to the Indigenous Egyptians. Very good. So you have the real tarot, the mythic tarot. Yes, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, and here's where the Egyptian tarot and the Native American connect, is through this Sekhmet, the big cat, the lion. Today is the Sirius star conjunction with Mars going direct. That is powerful. I'm going to make a note of that. Yeah, Sirius. Wait. Oh, Sirius is conjunct with Mars. So Sirius is always going to be what's it, 12 degrees Cancer? It's a fixed star. The fixed star. Where's Mars? We said in the beginning, 17 degrees Cancer. Yep, you were right. No, I knew you were right, but there's the validation. Yeah. So I guess Sirius is close. In any event, they're in conjunction. Very good. Good catch. Thank you for that. And that means something. And the lion people, they're the Lyrans, right? Of Vega, basically. And during the segment channels, they explained we are basically interdimensional, interplanetary travelers. They were saying there were 12 segments. I don't know if that's true, but that's what came through in the channel, that there were really 12 lion beings that were helping the ancient Egyptians, as well as other types of beings. That's part of the mythology. So anyway, good catch about Sekhmet. So there's that link between Egyptian and the Native American. So back to the Egyptian. By the way, Sirius is really bright these days. February, March, and into April. From where I live, because I'm in the mountains, that's the time to see Sirius. The colder it is, the better. I was standing out, and it was about -8 or -9 out. I stood out for about 10 minutes just gazing at Sirius. And when I gaze at it, it becomes almost like Morse code. I mean, yeah, I know all stars twinkle, and there's a physical reason that could be happening, but it almost like in patterns, like in Morse code. And I know there's a transmission that's happening when you really get into that, and it's like an energy. Some spiritual teachers call it our spiritual sun, and it's let's see, it's about 6.5 light years away. So I think it's Alpha Centauri. Is that the closest star to us? But Sirius is still the brightest star, and you can find it in the southern sky a couple of hours after sunset, about 30 degrees off the horizon. Look for Orion's belt, follow Orion's belt downward, and it's just going to be, if you follow like a straight line of Orion's belt downward, Sirius is going to be slightly right of that. It'll be the brightest object in that area of the sky. Jupiter is much higher in the sky, so if you're looking towards closer to the southern horizon, you're not going to confuse Jupiter with Sirius, just to be clear on that. So what do we pick? Magic and ritual, calling, sacred practice. So I think it's spiritual way of saying do a little ceremony for this period. It's so energetically powerful. Sirius is aligning with Mars, stationed right now. Then we have the 7 planetary line. We have so much cosmic energy that's opening this crack to the higher dimension. So do a ritual, do a ceremony. And when it comes to magic, you're doing magic every day. Every time you couple a thought with an emotion, that's magic. And I know this because I studied Wicca. I was initiated in 2 different covens in the 90s. I know that that's true. Prayer, law of attraction, magic. It's all the same, or it's different practices for the same effects, and that's to bend physical reality, because we're energetic beings. The physical reality is energetic. When you learn how to cultivate your energies, you bend physical reality, because it's all part of us, and you're part of it, and it's part of you, basically. So I feel like that's what Isis is trying to tell us this morning. And if anybody else has anything else to say about that? Yeah. I pronounced it wrong. Alpha Centauri. I said Alpha Centauri. All right. Since it's close, it was about 4.2. Thank you for that validations. Yeah. Yeah, I love Wicca. A lot of the people that I practiced with were very unhinged, but other than that, I loved it. Probably because it was in New York City, and you're practicing in a religion that's around nature, never getting out into nature, basically. Well, there's other reasons for that, but I love the practice. I love the ceremonies. I love connecting to the goddess. I love connecting to the earth. I learned how to access people's energies by studying Wicca, but I don't do spells. I use that to do distance healings. So it's very useful things that I learned in my process of being into Wicca. Yeah, so I was connected with Lady Rhea, Lady Sekhmet. That was Carol, who I'm still connected to. Back in the days of enchantments in the East Village, and Magical Child, Herman Slater's place. yeah, all of that good stuff. Yeah. But you were correct about that. They are breed unto themselves. So anyway, moving right along, moonology time. So let's get a moon message going. Yeah, I loved enchantments. I mean, it brought all kinds of folks to it, and there's a lot of challenging things. But we were out there, in the forefront of the Wiccan community in the East Village. I was doing readings and the candles in the back, and we really, collectively, we really tried to make people aware of things that are happening now, like in the environment and all that kind of stuff. We really did try to make a positive impact on the community at that time. So anyhow, and that's largely thanks to Carol Bouzone, who opened enchantments, along with Lady Rhea, but I forgot Rhea's last name or what her real name is. But anyway, shout outs to the old New York City Wiccans. All right, so moonology. This card is the one. Very slippery. Full moon in Libra. Oh my! Well, my sun is in Libra, and I'm a win-win outcome is forecast. Oh, that's good news. And it's a pink moon and a Libran moon. Very good energy there. Yes. So there's a lot about balance. Again, we've kind of been talking about that. So we have to be, when we're in the heart, we're in the state of balance. So even though Leo rules the heart, Libra actually rules the kidneys. If I believe so, I'm a Libra. I should know that, right? The full moon in Libra and tarot, that is, according to talking about Wicca, although Aleister Crowley was a ceremonialist, it wasn't Wicca. But in the Crowley deck, in the Deacon's Two of Swords, that's the full moon in Libra's Two of Swords in tarot. So it's kind of like the piece, the heart is crossed with the arms, and the sword can be the antennas, like the messages from spirit, basically. So it's balance, finding the internal balance, finding the emotional balance, finding the spiritual balance. And I like the message, a win-win outcome for everybody. So, you can do things to serve yourself and serve your community and serve spirit all at the same time. So that's win-win-win. I do that on the Medium channel, right? It's self-serving in that it's part of my business, it's part of my growth. It's serving the community, be it we're channeling information that's helpful for people, and it's serving spirit also. So whenever you're in that win-win-win scenario, you're going to succeed, basically, as long as you're not allowing your programming, your shadows to block you. So anyway, so that's moonology. That's so many different decks. So I'll do a quick, I'm looking at the time, so we'll do a quick Kyle Gray message for you from the Divine Masters Oracle. Yes, thank you guys. Where's Millie? Oh, Millie must be busy. She's not in today. Okay. All right. So Divine Masters deck. Here we go. This one. This. Let's say the one I originally pulled. Stop thinking so much. Those are the times. Don't think so much. Melchizedek. All right. Melchizedek in the Bible. I just bought a Holy Bible. I thought I was getting a small one. It's big, but it's all the New Testament. And I pulled when I got I just I do like the spiritualist book test when I do the Bible. Like I get the page, that's all that stuff. And I went to it, and it was and the passage was from Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, or I think it was Isaiah. And it's talking about Gaza, like the whole paragraph was about Gaza and all that was going on back before Christ in that region, with the wars and the turmoil and everything, and the vying for control. And we're seeing that a lot of that biblical stuff playing out now, right? It's like wow, let's make a resort in Gaza. It's like, really? Yeah, we'll just rehome the people. We'll build this. Of course, if that ever moves forward, of course, it's going to be a smart city. And I had this vision. It may never happen, but I think it's part of the plans with Gaza, and that may be part of the inner workings of the conflicts out there that are going on. Is for it to be like this place where you don't need your pet. You might need social passport, but you don't need your international passport. This is like for the world. This land, it's for everybody. Of course, the U.S. and other interests may control it, but it's for the world. And you can come here, and it's just international. This is a glimpse of the new earth, the golden age. This is a glimpse of it, basically, right here in Gaza. This is the model, basically, but of course, it's a smart city, and it's all AI generated. So anyway, how we got that from Melchizedek, I don't know, but we did. Divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. That's a good message for us. And I've been committing to my message more. I've been finding time when I'm eating dinner. I'm researching now because it's getting crazier and crazier, and people like myself, we need to stay on top of it. It's impossible to say. It's like so much that's happening every day. We do our best. So divine knowledge, divine knowing. All right. Anyhow, what's left? Oh, we didn't do our frequency of the week. Yeah. I'm in North Germany. Wow, cool. I'm just looking here. I don't know. We're all at different levels, right? So, whatever level I'm at, whatever level you're at, is exactly where we're supposed to be. So it's all good. So this is by Lon. It's called the Sacred Geometry Oracle Deck. This is the card. Universal love. Oh, we like that. That's the heart energy, right? Yeah, thank you. Hi, Pam. Welcome. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, to the whole of existence itself. And you can include God, spirit, or source, because that is all of existence itself. So just for a moment, just gaze into the center, absorb the sacred geometry, feel your heart opening in coherence. Nothing complicated. Spirituality is all predicated on simplicity. A coherent heart's a loving heart. End of story, basically. Compassion and gratitude are emotions that facilitate that deep love of the heart. So if you're able to really feel those and hold that, feel that emanating through your body, feel your brain and your heart connecting. By the way, Thursday, I'm going to have a video on how to use your heart to heal things the doctors can't heal, which I'm going to have to carefully title and carefully script so that the algorithm doesn't flag it and that nobody sees it. And anytime you're saying that you can heal something not using pharmaceuticals, that there's a social media flag with that, and those videos or those posts don't get shown to the public. Free society, free speech, right? So anyway, there you have that. And moving right along, just a couple more. 44, yes, so up to 47. Oh, 444, okay. Yeah, we had a small crowd today. I mean, I don't think we ever got above 50 on the live, or 52, I think, was the highest that I saw. But we have the in crowd. We may be small in numbers, but we're big in attitude. All right, so this is the medicine card. So this is going to give us a totem animal message, drawing on the animals of the Americas. So you're not going to see lions and tigers, but you might see a bear. I have to clear my mind. There we go. The deer. Well, deer are both strong and gentle, aren't they? When I think of deer, I think of innocence. I think of trust. I think of the heart. But make no mistake about it, deer are powerful animals. And sometimes, we confuse that, right? When we talk about meek, meek is not weak. When they say the meek shall inherit the earth, they're not saying Jesus, or however that got paraphrased through the translations. Jesus didn't say the weak will inherit the earth. He said the meek will inherit the earth, basically. Mild mannered, inner strength, love, compassion, all these things. In this world, um, kindness is mistaken for weakness, but kindness is a great strength, especially the way the world is now, where there's so much atrocity and so much anger and hatred. That it takes great strength, right? So that I think I got what I needed from that, but I'm just going to peek at the book for a second, just in case there's anything important that I can glean from the book. Yes, and you guys get to see my two bald spots. Gentleness. So that's dear gentleness. Um, and They talk about the story. They talk about Fawn was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. She was curious, as the demon was the archetype of the ugly monsters that have ever not been. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Fawn. Any normal creature would have fled and died on the spot from fright. Fawn, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass. I'm on my way to see Great Spirit." And basically, I don't want to read the whole thing, but long and the short of it is through that innocence and gentleness that he was able to pass through and go to Great Spirit. So anyway, that's your dreams, Colleen, are similar to mine. Scotland, definitely. Of course, I want to see Italy and Paris, of course. And you got a lot of hawk energy. So 2 days in a row, I saw bald eagles here. One day I was doing a reading, and a huge one just flew out of the woods. I'm blessed to live surrounded by woodlands here. And then the next day I was going down to do something, and then two smaller eagles, or they looked smaller, but they weren't adolescents because they had the bald eagle colors. Just flew right over my car, and I looked at my clock, and it was 3:33 in the afternoon. I was like, and I was doing some YouTube stuff that video itself didn't really hit, but I think it was a message to keep going, that it's going to grow and expand, keep going. Yeah. So last but not least, we'll do a little message. So anybody that got late, once we end, you can catch the rest of it. We had a really interesting conversation for the first 20 minutes or so. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m., we're going to do the full moon forecast for the week, where we have the 7 planetary alignment. Mars is stationed, and thanks to whoever posted that I think it was, I can't remember, the star series is also conjunct Mars, so that's very powerful energy. So we're going to talk about the 5 things that we need to know about this new moon and this lunar cycle, because the new moon is the blueprint. Like the moment of the new moon sets the energetic blueprint for the 29-day cycle. So knowing those energies gives you a great advantage in planning your activities and what to do spiritually as well as physically. So that's happening Monday. Then those of you that are on Spirit Mind Family, our Patreon group, 7 o'clock, we have the live video. Then Tuesday's mediumship night. They'll be in. I'll post information. Well, actually, just go to info@atombetweentheworlds.com. I have a few openings. We take 10 people. It's $40 each. We do messages from the spirit world. So get info@atombetweentheworlds.com. If anybody wants to get in, I'd say to email us today and get in now, because these generally fill up. Info@atombetweentheworlds.com. Then, God, I can't remember my schedule. Thursday, the new moons are going to do some powerful frequency channeling because there's a little crack or a big crack between the dimension that's opening up through the 7 planetary alignment, and the frequencies are super, super high. That's why a lot of us are in purge mode now. We're preparing energetically for this great opening of the dimension. So we're going to do a transmission to raise your energetic field so you can step into these higher frequencies and experience interdimensionality. So that's going to be a powerful meditation through the master teacher. So there's a lot of frequency channeling and interdimensional frequencies that are channeled through voice activation. So basically the master teachers told me how to sing. I'll leave it at that. And chant, the proper way. So we do that. Then Friday night at 7, that's the March psychic forecast. March is going to be the pinnacle of all that's been going on lately. So on that note, let's get a quick angel message now that you're up to date. And we got Astara. And Astara says, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. So that's the message for you in the week. It's like, don't compromise. Sometimes we don't reach for the stars because we don't believe in ourselves, but that's just what's been programmed into us. We are spirit. There's nobody stronger than you because we all draw from the same spirit, the same divine source. And you can create anything that's for your highest good, for your soul's highest good, for the highest good in general. You can create virtually anything. So reach for the star. Don't compromise. That's a really good message. And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. Yeah, Felicia, you're the one that alerted me that Sirius and Mars, not the moon, Mars and Sirius are conjunct as Mars is stationed. So thank you for that. Thank you, everybody that was in. Again, if you missed the beginning, you can just go back to the beginning. Love you guys. So see you tomorrow at 6, not 7, 6 p.m. Eastern time for the very important new moon and 7 planetary alignment forecast.